What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. So come by and say hello. Okay, well, just a little follow-up on the SPS burn video. Now, the most recent video I think I'd put out was that we had burned 1% of SPS in total, right? So there's going to be 3 billion tokens, and we've burned 30 million already, which doesn't seem like a lot. But to me, 1%, at least this far in, seems quite significant, especially if other burning mechanisms will be put into place. I wanted to kind of take it a little bit further today and look once again kind of out at where the price of SPS could go. So this is more of a prediction video, but this is not financial advice, and this is not me saying that we're going to get there at all or anytime soon. This is just where have we been historically, why were we able to reach those levels, and then where could we potentially go in the future from a market cap analysis. Not really a price, although price is obviously going to be related to that, but more so a market cap analysis. And we're going to look at market cap current and a fully diluted one compared with some of the top projects. So you can see here there's a total supply as reported by the team of 843 million. I don't know if this includes what has been burned, but I shared the 30 million so far in yesterday's video, and that is available on Splinter Card. So I'm hoping that once the airdrop is done, and we only have about 9 days of airdrop left, this screen will change and we'll get more information about SPS vouchers and all that good stuff here. So let's go ahead and check out the chart for SPS. Now, SPS has a nice little pump going on. We're back up to 5 cents, and this I think is going to be great for the time being. It's good to see the market having a little breathing room behind it. Now, looking at the history of SPS, I would say that our, we topped out at $1.07 on, well, actually, see, here's the thing, $1.07, but this is on July 28th. So I suppose we didn't cross $1.07 when we pumped in October of last year, but I know we did hit $1 or very close to $1 at that point. Now, the highest point right here is 88 cents or 89 cents, but again, we hit $1. We didn't close the daily on $1. The thing is, the market cap was significantly larger at that time, even though there were less tokens, right? So we were sitting here at a roughly, $134 million market cap, whereas today, even though we have 4x as many tokens, the market cap has completely shrunk. SPS has done a 95% retracement if you go from $1 down to 5 cents. And so therefore, even though there's more tokens, the market cap has completely collapsed on this. So as we consider the burn now, right, and SPS, CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, they don't seem to have this in, and I mean, I don't blame them. There's a bunch of projects doing a bunch of weird things with their tokenomics right now, so being able to keep all this updated, I'm sure, is very difficult. But if you think about it, the max supply on this is less than 3 billion now. It's reduced by 30 million. And so when we think about, well, how much is, how much could the max market cap be, or fully diluted market cap? It's actually going to be slightly less than this. Now, is it significant for us to consider today? No, I wouldn't say so. But 30 million is still a good amount. I mean, let's take a look at it this way. If we say 150 times, well, actually, let's do this. 150,099 times 0.99%. It's about $200 million, right? No, about $150 million, I think is what I'm trying to get at here. Yeah. Well, whatever. That's our $1.5 million. That's what I meant to say. $1.5 million is what we get with a 1% decrease. Should have been able to do that in my head. My bad. So let's take a look now at some of the other top games in the space. So just filtered here on play to earn within CoinGecko, and taking a look at where the market caps of these are. You got 1.5 billion for Sandbox, for Decentraland, 1.4 billion, 1.2 billion for Axie Infinity. Then there's a steep drop off, and you get something like STEPN, which is at 550 million. Now, I like to think about what happens if SPS goes back to $1. And the reason that I hold $1 is only because that is the previous all-time high, right? So, or at least the closest that we have to an all-time high. It's a nice round number, and I think many people would love to see SPS go to $1. And actually, I should say go back to $1. Is it likely? I don't know. In fact, I think it's very unlikely at this point in time. But again, this is analysis on just whether or not the market cap would even be feasible. So considering that we have roughly 800 to 850 million SPS in circulation right now, $1 for each SPS token would give us an $800 million market cap, current market cap, not fully diluted. Fully diluted would be close to like 2.9 billion and some change. But 800 million right now is actually doable in my sense. In not that I'm saying it's going to happen, but doable in the sense that it's not so outlandish, even with the increase in tokens, because 800 million would put us with the big boys, but it wouldn't put us like way above. It wouldn't be something like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine, an $800 million project. Well, we can imagine $800 million projects because there are some that exist. Well, not exactly 800 million, but you look at Axie Infinity, StepN, Sandbox, Decentraland, all of these are in the 500 million plus range. So what would need to change? Well, Splinterlands would need to have an influx of players and users that would equal or rival the amounts that are in all of these top projects, right? And I know at this point in time, we're not seeing that, and I don't know that we necessarily see that anytime soon. I do believe that there will be growth, but I think it's going to be slow, temperate, and methodical growth that happens during the bear market. That insane kind of growth only happens during bull runs, and bull runs where people think that they can get super rich. So unless something happens with the tokens for SPS that makes people believe that they can get rich despite it being a bear market, and we are very much in a brutal bear market right now, I don't necessarily see it happening. But if we were, all I'm trying to say is that it's possible and it's feasible because 800 million is only 2/3 the market cap or current market cap of Axie Infinity. And if we take a closer look at something like Axie Infinity, which I would still say is, when I say gold standard, I don't mean it as like it's the best game out there. I'm saying that it's the most recognizable name, and that most people who just have a small familiarity with the space have probably heard of Axie Infinity, right? It's the game that was like the darling of last summer's play to earn boom. So when we look at the fully diluted market cap, where is that? So fully diluted market cap for Axie Infinity is 3.8 billion, whereas for SPS, it's going to be, well, it's actually going to be less than 3 billion. So once again, it's a matter of, can we get up there and play with the big boys? And if we did, again, this would change the dynamics entirely within the game, because that would probably mean hundreds of thousands of real people, real players coming into the game, which we don't see right now, right? There's 150,000 daily active users, of which we know a significant majority of them are bots. So we would need real players to be coming into the space, scooping up assets and scooping up the tokens, and that's only going to happen if there's demand for the token. But again, I'm approaching this not necessarily from a demand perspective, but a supply perspective, because this was all spurred with the burn mechanism. So since we've already burned 1%, again, I don't know how quickly and how much more we are going to burn, but the 1% sticks out to me because if we've done 1% already and the incentive is there for people to continue buying nodes, or people continue to buy nodes even at these low prices, I should say, more SPS gets burned. And if and when the SPS burn mechanism for DEC comes into play, that could be another element which reduces the max supply, which in turn reduces our fully diluted market cap at a $1 price point per token. You get what I'm saying? Because now, let's say we burn a significant amount. If we were to burn, I mean, I don't know that we're going to burn 1 billion tokens, but let's say we burn like 100 million, right? Or actually, sorry, 300 million, which would be 10%, right? And again, I'm not giving this as like something that's going to happen in the next 6 months. I think that if this were to happen, it's not going to happen until after land phase 2 is in effect. And the reason I say that is because we're going to have land phase 1, and then land phase 1 where we just get the plot details, but land phase 2 is where things will be functional. And at this point in time, my understanding, or the general understanding, is that it's going to require DEC to level up buildings. So when that happens, there's going to be this mad rush, and if that creates demand for DEC, that in turn creates demand for SPS, right? And if what that'll end up doing is it creates the demand for SPS. SPS gets burned at that point in time, so the dollar value goes up as well as the supply goes down. And that could be an interesting time, but that's going to be kind of a one-time thing as people rush into land. Although, if I don't think everyone will be able to max out their land right away. I'm sure it's going to cost quite a bit. In the same way that guilds take a very long time and a lot of investment to max out, I think that's the same thing that we're going to see with land, although there's way more land out there than there are guilds. So we'll see how that obviously plays out. But what I'm trying to look at here is the increase of demand with the decrease of supply due to burning. So let's say we do burn 300 million tokens by this time next year. Well, then all of a sudden our max supply is down to 2.7 billion. And then our fully diluted market cap is 2.7 billion if we go back up to $1. You see what I'm getting at here? We're now reaching $1 means that the fully diluted market cap doesn't have to be something absolutely insane, right? Where before, if I was to tell you like, oh yeah, SPS is going to go back to, or if SPS is going to go back to $1 or something like that, thinking about this project being worth $3 billion seemed kind of insane. And to be fair, $2.7 billion isn't very far from that. But what I'm trying to get at is as more SPS gets burned, and if it gets burned at a decent velocity, it makes that target much easier to hit. So will we get up to $1? I have no idea. Will we get up to higher than $1? I have no idea. That's not what I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is that as every token gets burned, getting up to $1 from a fully diluted market cap perspective gets easier, because then you don't have to think about the project being worth this inflated number, because that number is getting reduced every single time a single token is burnt. And so where this goes in the longer run, and when I say longer now, I'm not thinking a year from now, but maybe 2, 3, 4 years, that's where things get exciting, right? And this is why I'm trying to have a long-term perspective, and I'm trying to help people understand what the long-term perspective is. Like, if you're buying SPS now and you think that this is going to go to the moon when Rift Watchers comes out, it could, right? It could, but keep in mind, we have like 4x more SPS tokens. There's a lot more supply. That means that volume isn't going to affect the price very much. Sure, will we be taking in or will we be locking up some of that SPS in the DAO? We will. And I think that's a great thing. And I'll probably do a video kind of digging a little bit deeper into that. But I don't know that is going to push us up, or SPS token, I should say, back up into, the high or close to $1 range. It seems a little outlandish. Although I would love to be proven wrong. I would love to be more realistic and tempered and to be surprised by higher prices. So I will say that. Let me just take a look here as well, because they do have play to earn and gaming split out. And you can see here that, well, I guess it's a lot of the same projects. So you have 1.5 million for Sandbox and Axie at the top. Gala Games is included here, but I was just talking about Gala in a recent stream, and Gala is just under 400 million for its market cap, which would mean that a $400 million market cap for SPS at its current token supply would be around 50 cents. And I would, that's a clean 10x from where we're at right now, just saying. So again, is that going to happen? I have no idea. And I would lean against not, because of the fact that we have so many macro headwinds that we are fighting against. Inflation in the US just popped up again at an all-time high over the past 40 years. There's still supply chain issues. There's still a lot going on in the rest of the world. There's still conflict. So, I don't know that we get a massive market move to the upside until a lot of that is resolved. That being said, I do reserve the right to say that, or do reserve the right to believe, I should say, not say, that, we've seen certain projects pop off in bear markets in the past. And could Splinterlands be included? Sure. But again, I'm not holding my breath, right? Because I don't want for myself, nor do I want to spread any expectation that this thing is going to pop off in the next 6 months. If it does, it's going to be because there were a mix of factors that came in probably purely just for Splinterlands itself. This means that the team is doing an amazing job of bringing value to the ecosystem and to the assets within the ecosystem, specifically the tokens, that would drive that kind of interest into the space. But in terms of it just being part of this macro, bullish sentiment within the market, I don't see that happening. And I would say that I think that has a larger influence on the space right now versus what the team is doing. That being said, it could be one partnership. It could be one announcement. It could be something, right, that maybe pushes interest into the game and brings in a lot of players, right? Who knows, like another guild or something that could come in and change matters, or let's say a very popular content creator or streamer finds the game, starts talking about it. That can happen, but that's like winning the lottery, and I want to be very clear about that. So winning the lottery, while possible, is not probable. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll hold a lottery ticket, right? just in case we do win the lottery, but I'm in it more for the long haul. And as we, as these tokenomic shifts take place, right? So SPS burning for DEC, hopefully no more DEC being printed and that only being available through burning of SPS and cards. I'm excited to see what happens with that in the medium to long term. And when I say medium to long term, I'm probably thinking like a year from now. What is the summer of Splinterlands 2023 look like? Because as we've seen over just a short couple of weeks in the summer of 2022, there's been a lot of major updates, and I really feel bullish on where the team is heading right now. I think there's a lot that still needs to be fixed in the economy. Don't get me wrong. A lot that still needs to be fixed in the economy. And the team isn't shying away from that. They're working very diligently to solve these problems. But I like where things are heading. I like the pace in which we are getting changes now. And so if we get those, those tokenomics changes in, let's say, in the next 3-4 months, which I think is reasonable for us to get, considering the airdrop ends in a week or so, then I would love to see where we are at, after like 6 months, 8 months of those changes, and how the asset values and how everything within the game starts to react to a constricting supply of one token that is also giving value to another token. And I'm talking about DEC and SPS respectively. So that's all I have in this video. Just like I said, I was looking through the numbers here, wanted to share them with you. I am curious though on where you think things could potentially go, if you think the burn is significant, and yeah, I mean, I guess how you're feeling about the tokenomics changes now that we've had both the update as well as the town hall and some time to think about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.